Hello everyone. A bit of a awkward start, but it is round 5 of Challenger League. We're here at the Circuit Paul Ricard in the lovely Le Castile region of France. We've got Saucy and Matima on the front row after our qualifying session with Figueroa and Kata right behind them. Huge start for Scuderia Carmona with a 1-5 with 60 to get in P5 there for them. Alexei Drozdov in P6 is a good result for him for qualifying as well with that single lap. Very competitive times, all things considered, on this wet track. Kato and Vlad will be the 4th row of the grid, followed by Game Mongoose and Eurus. Then Kiato in 11th, Wojtek, Kisia. Then it's the VPTs, Rusky ahead of Gorlomi, then Pumpkin and Bubbles with Mr. Monza and Hank on the final row. That was my mistake for not spectating that qualifying session, but it's all good. At least we have the results, at the very least. And in due time, we're going to be having 11 laps of Paul Ricard in the wet for the sprint race. Will be very interesting to see how that shapes up. Some of these corners are quite hard to nail in the wet, so we'll have to see how our Challenger League drivers will cope with the challenge. Alrighty then, 5 red lights, we are immediately underway. And it's Saucy and Matimar diving into the first corner together. It looks like Matimar's just got the edge of the first corner as everyone scrambles to get through that first sector. Oh, it's really tight, but it's the two Riker Autos who run away with the lead on the opening lap. Drozdov in P3, then it's Goose, Vlad and Eurus also following behind quite nicely. Where is Saucy? All the way back in 10th, he's side by side with Gorlomi. He probably doesn't see that on his screen, he's backed out of that position. It's just all the way back in 10th, poor start for him. Wojtek and Drozdov finding a lot of trouble in the last two corners there. As we enter lap 2, it's still the Riker Autos, but behind them it's the two Bobcats. Vlad ahead of Eurus. Eurus finding some trouble getting on the inside of his teammate there. And now he's got Kato to contend with for P5. Eurus takes the inside into the chicane that splits apart the Mistral Straight. So just get through Berset. And Eurus still holding on to P4 behind them. Goose in P7, good start for him, but it gets a bit of a struggle with Eurus in the last two corners. I see Drozdov made a bit of a dive in the last corner. It wasn't quite, looked a bit treacherous though. Looked like he was about to enter the pits, honestly. Pumpkin right next to him now, fighting for the top 10. Kata and Wojtek behind them. It's 6Y, Kiato, Bubbles, Hank, Kisia, and Rusky, and Mr. Monza as well behind them. We're going back to the front. It's Matimar and Figo. A 2-car fight for the lead. Figo at the moment is just holding on to the front. Matimar has got the slipstream, so he's going to be right back into striking range very soon. Attacking those first two corners to get even more distance on his teammate. Oh, and Kato's also made a brilliant little move into P3 there on the inside of turn 7. Matimar hitting the grass on the outside of the chicane, might be losing a bit of time there. And Vlad is just trying to give Kato the hurry up, little bang there into the rear, but it's like Kato might have escaped the slipstream event of Vlad, so he might have gotten away into P3 cleanly now. It's lap 5, and it's Figo, Mati, Kato. The three just getting closer and closer now. Kato really ramping up his charge through the field. He's got the slipstream Matimar now. Takes a wide line through the chicane. But he's right on the outside of Matimar now. He might try and make a 3 wide. This is huge. Tight battling for the race lead at the moment. Figo still holding on to it. But it looks like things have settled down from that. Kata has left the race. I'm not sure what might have happened there. At the back there, he was in the middle of the field, but there he's just stuck on the middle of the chicane there. For now, it's Figueroa in the lead halfway through lap 6. Kato in front of Matimar, just sticking a car length in front in the chicane. Mati finding a touch of that runoff. as they just get through that, is still trying to battle his way back into P2. It's not going to happen just yet. Vlad in P4 running solidly alongside his teammate in P5. Then it's Goose, 6Y, Saucy, both the Ricard. It's 4 teams in, I think 4 seats. No, it's definitely 6 teams in the first 8 positions, but we've got double ups in 3 different spots, I believe. So no, 5 cars in the first 8 positions. Gorlomi ahead of Pumpkin for P9 at the moment, though Pumpkin has got the inside, heading into that fast right-hander, and into Bose, the long right-hander that ends this real, sorry, I'm stuttering my words. That's the section that really ends your full throttle running along the back of the circuit. Sorry, the Saucy is finding he's losing a lot of pace. Pumpkin is now on his slipstream for P8. As Figueroa is really running away with the lead. He's got a almost second and a half now, almost 2-second gap to Kato, and with just 3 laps to go, it might be his for the taking now. Kato ahead of Matima, a lot more confidently in P2. Matty still running around there. 6Y into P5. Just chasing down Vlad. Gets a bad exit though out of turn 7. Still going to have Urist for company as they enter the chicane. Both drivers trying to make room, both touching a bit of the runoff. And it might let Game Mongoose into this fight as we enter the last few laps. Urist trying to hang it around the outside. It's not going to work out there. Goose still trying to entertain the opportunity of jumping into P6 here. He's just not in reach yet. Saucy still in P8 for now. He might have staved off some of the pressure from the Nordic Blizzards. It's Pumpkin ahead of Kiato, and then Gorlomi trying to get through into the top 10 there. He's in 11th, might have found some trouble there. Bubbles, Drozdov, then Rusky, Wojtek in 15th, then Cassia and Hank with Mr. Monza a full lap behind. But with Figueroa starting our final lap, he is looking all too comfortable with that big cushion, almost a 2-second gap now to Kato. Matima still keeping him honest for P2. Oh, Matima just fighting too much of the runoff there. He's going to lose some time. He still has the slipstream. Maybe he makes a move here into the chicane. He tries to go on the inside. It's just not going to work. Kato, expert defensive move there, just covering off the space really well. It looks like Fad is all comfortable. No, Matima makes a dive there! Oh, it's quite tight. We're going to have to go to the very front here. Figueroa will take the sprint, and I think Kato might have held off a fierce challenge from Matima to take P2 at the very death there. Vlad will take P4. Then it's Goose and Urist. Goose actually ended up taking P5 there. Urist 6th. Goose in, not Goose, 6Y in 7th, and it's Saucy and Pumpkin, Gorlomi and Kiyato in 10th and 11th. It was a tight finish between a few of those drivers. Drozdov just ahead of Rusky, then Bubbles, Wojtek, Cassia, Hank, and Monza just DNFing at the very tail end there. Oof, a lot of action going on and tight battles across the field there. But it is Figueroa who pulled away just when he needed to do, got that tiny bit of breathing room, and was able to take the race win here in the sprint. So joining him, Kato and Matima on the podium. Vlad will take P4. Then it's Goose with a strong result for Volpiocco in P5. Urist with a solid P6 for Bobcat. And then 6Y in 7th with his teammate right behind him in P8. Interesting race we had there, but we'll compound it even further by how the feature race goes in just a few moments' time. In terms of the tyre wear on this track, it's quite interesting as well. The softs are very punchy on the tough turns of the circuit, but it seems that they really don't last too long. So in the case of, I believe it's a 33 lap run to the line for the feature. I will have to be corrected on that, but we're gonna have to see what the drivers do in terms of tyre strategy, because the hards can definitely do the distance. they can run quite a fair ways themselves, and they're not too off the pace compared to the softs, so we'll have to see if maybe some front runners try to go for a maybe skip a stop, run the hards, and maybe push through the mid-pack. But for now, we'll just have to wait and see how that qualifying session goes, of course. 29 laps of the feature race at Le Castellet, just not too far away. Hello everyone, we're back for qualifying. Let's follow in Figueroa shoes, our race winner from the sprint. This takes us on a guide through the first few corners here into this tight sequence. It's really tight getting two cars in between there. It's a really difficult little spot on the track for both battling and just driving on your own. We exit the back straight into this long right-hander and a few tight, this last tight complex of corners to round out the lap. Figueroa maybe not getting the best exit at the very end there. He's put through a 33.15. That'll only put him in P9 to start us off, with Saucy leading us off in terms of times with a 32.62. Kiato just 300ths behind him. It's a good result for them. And Kato in P3, who's almost 2/10ths behind Kiato. So we'll have to see if anyone can really improve there. Kato with a unusually slow time as well. Ooh, a little bit of change here. Vlad dropping down to 11th. Oh dear, Kiato not being able to improve. 6Y up to 3rd with a 32.7. Kato improves, but it's only 4th for him for now. Big little mistake there. Oh, Kiato hitting the grass there. That won't be helpful at all. Vlad just getting through the corner just fine. Figueroa, Vinci still racing down there as well. Gamer Goose just getting through the final corner. We'll have to see in this last little dash to the line. It's going to be Kato. No, it's going to be 6Y with the fastest lap in qualifying. 1/10 clear of Kato, who's moved up past Saucy. Saucy with that first lap is still enough for P3 at the end. Big result for SCR in quali. Nordic Blizzard's Kiato will line up 4th. Matima and then Vlad 5th and 6th here. Then it's Vinci with a shock P7. Strong result for them. Figueroa in P8, then it's Pumpkin and Gorlomi rounding out the top 10. Urist in P11, just getting under the 33-second barrier. Then it's Wojtek, Drozdov and Kisia. Drozdov and Kisia actually tying with Kato as well, so it's a three-way tie for P13 on the grid. Then it's Rusky alone in 16th. Behind him is Goose, Hank, and Mr. Bubbles rounding us off. Wow. Almost all but one driver getting within a second of the pole time. So generally pretty tight quality, all things considered. We'll have to see what that will lead into with 29 laps to come in our sprint race, in our feature race, sorry. I'm expecting all of the tyre compounds to be in some use today. The softs are quite strong here, but they don't have the staying power of the mediums and the hards. And I believe some drivers probably could risk it and go for a 2-stop on using the hards in particular, or maybe with a 3-stop, a mix of mediums and softs to get that done. Alrighty, we're underway. We've gotten a pretty decent start here from most of the drivers, and it is an absolute flurry of strategies all over the field as we get through turn 5 for the first time. Cassia and Kato finding huge issues on the wall. There's a lot of jumping going on between some of the drivers here, but it's, Saucy is jumping all over the place, it looks like. Vinci and Vlad trying to contend with that. Gorlomi at the front as well. Some cars just trying to manage through. Saucy might have stabilized for the time being. He's holding on to the lead. Gorlomi just backing out from the last corner. Vinci goes through into P2. Then it's Vlad in P4 behind them. Matima and Kiato trying to do something with those hard tires is the pole. Then it's Kasia, 6Y, Drozdov, then Urist, Figo, and Kato all the way in P12. An absolute bevy of different strategies going on here. Matima just getting through Vlad as he makes a mistake into the chicane there. But it is Vinci and Saucy. Oh my god, huge crash there. And Gorlomi got into the middle of that as they tried to re-enter the track. They've lost all of their advantage there, and now it's a massive pack heading into lap 3. 4 trying to go 3 wide into turn 4. It's absolute carnage out here. But it's still Saucy in front. Kiato is moving into P2. He's going to try and make a move into the chicane. See, just not giving him enough space there. It's really tight. And Kiato's still holding on to P2 there. It's Saucy, Kiato, Kasia and Vinci now trying to fight for that coveted position at the very front of the field. Vinci, oh my god, it's absolute carnage here. 4 cars going side by side into the first corner. And 6Y is a shark at the back there, just trying to hunt away. Vinci going wide, Saucy going wide, 6Y through into P3 at the end of turn 7. It's still Kiato and Kasia, the top 2 at the moment. The 2 SERs, 3rd and 4th. You have to make sure they don't fight too hard about this. One is on the softs and one is on the mediums. There's even more trouble goes all over, and the 2 soft runners are actually going to be falling behind the 2 mediums. It is still more carnage right behind them. Vinci holding up Matima at the moment. P4, P5. Then it's Vlad, Gorlomi still in that fight. Drozdov, Kata, and Figueroa right behind them. Figueroa making... just couldn't get through the traffic there. Real chaos going on around turn 5 on every lap. Gorlomi finding himself going really slowly there. It's going to let Figueroa through to the lead. Oh my god, Vlad trying to make a dive. It's not going to work out. Figueroa goes super wide, and it's even more trouble for these hard tire runners. Vinci is already in for a pit stop after 5 laps of running. So he's going for a super early undercut, and he's going to emerge just ahead of Urist in P16. Hank, Bubbles, and Wartek rounding us off at the very back. But it looks like most of the trouble has finally escaped us. 6Y leading us off, but I'm not sure how long those softs are going to run for. He does go for an extra lap, so does Kasia and Saucy behind him on the mediums. So maybe some free air. 6Y will maybe to build a gap a little bit. He does have the softs tires. They're still quite strong in a straight line, and a lot of this back sector of the track is a straight line. He'll be relishing the opportunity to maybe build a bit of a gap to his competitors. Matima just chasing down Kiato on that slipstream. He is on the hard, so he's opting for a really long first stint. Maybe that can give him some staying power towards the end of the race. It is 6Y into the pits now for that stop. He's going to be held up. He's going to be coming out in P5, so just ahead of Kato. He's made a lot of ground here, and maybe this undercut will be decisive come the end of the race, because he is, as you can get through these 2 cars, he's going to go 3 wide. This is an absolute mammoth attempt to an overtake here. It's not going to work out. Kato might get into the fray here too, but 6Y just has the overspeed into that long right-hander. Matima finding trouble there, catching a bit of the off-road Kiato into the pits, and so is Saucy. Kasia staying out for a 9th lap on the medium tyre. Kato also behind, trying to get that slipstream. Both Matima and Kato on the hards, so they'll be hoping to maybe leverage their speed here by holding onto the slipstream of 6Y, who is in the net lead of the race with Kasia still yet to pit. Vinci getting followed by Figueroa. Figueroa still not yet to pit, starting on those hard tyres. Vinci on that super long undercut, so softs aren't nearly as strong as they would be. Not nearly as strong as 6Y's back in front, but he is still running quite nicely in P4. Saucy in 5th now, with Figueroa and Urist into the pits. Kasia in P6 after that stop. It's getting tailed by Kata, who has made a stop early onto the soft tyres, and it looks like it's wheel to wheel, side by side. Casilla still in front. Kata trying to sneak a move down Cygnus, and then into the inside. Becomes the outside soon off. Nobody gets the switch back there. Kata through into P6. Good move there. Kyato also following behind on the hard tyre. Matimar making that stop. He's going to come out around P8 now, and a lot of free air for him. Drozdov behind, trying to hold off Figueroa, but it looks like Figueroa has just got him. Drozdov going a little too deep into the gravel there. And it's Pumpkin behind him, is not going to make that move just yet. Drozdov in P10 now. Pumpkin, Vlad, Urist, Golomi behind. Vlad making an early stop, and it's not really helped him, it seems. Urist behind him trying to have this pack make a move on. He's on fresh hard, so he wants to be able to maybe get through this tide pack. Oh, that was a big shove there between Urist and Golomi. Just real ugly incident, that one. Goose behind them in P16, then it's Bubbles, Hank, and Wojtek rounding us out. But it is 6Y, who is a long way in front. He's almost got a pit stop gap to the next car. He is 7/10 in front, and he is looking absolutely commanding as we enter lap 13. Behind, Kata is only just starting the lap, but he's in second with Saucy behind him on the hard tyres. Singaporean will be hoping to stick onto that slipstream. It looks like he's held onto it quite well too, so maybe this will open up for a potential Scuderia Carmona 1-2 if Kata doesn't have the strategy on just right. Behind them though, it's Vinci, who's really struggling on the soft tyres. He's randos for about 8 laps. He will be going in for the pit stops. Cassia and Kyato made a massive mess of turn 15 there. And Figueroa has now jumped into the fray between those two. Cassia finding a struggle there into turn 1. It lets Kyato run rampant into P6. Matima and Kato behind, in front of him, sorry. But it is a big pack right as Vinci comes out onto the fresh hard tyres. It's Vlad and Urist and Pumpkin trying to get through here. Pumpkin has made a sick move through the chicane past Urist. Urist's hoping to get the inside, but becomes the outside. He still hold on to the position, and he's made that overtake stick, but it's Vinci running away now from Vlad. Urist getting through on his teammate. Looks like Vlad has let him through just fine, wanting that slipstream instead because the softs are starting to die out. We've got a command from Matima for S for slipstream. Gonna see where he is at P5. It's a bit of trouble here. He's hoping for some slipstream, and Kyato says no. He is on older hard tyres, but Kyato definitely wants his position more than Matima wants to slip, and they've both gone wide, and Kyato has faced the massive brunt of it, and he's lost a lot of time there. Kata on some fresh soft tyres is going to get right past him, so another undercut for the Colombian, and it puts him in P5 for now. Figueroa behind in P7 will have to stop soon, and so will Cassia in 8th. Urist fighting with Vinci here. Urist will try to make a move, but Vinci has just got the... Oh, that was a bit of a side swipe. I'm not too sure what happened there. Vinci's car sort of jutting off to the left there, and Urist and Pumpkin has... Urist has got to deal with the damages, and it leaves him with Pumpkin, and Vinci's actually made a mistake here, and Vinci has let Urist right through there. So, yeah, just a bit messy in the mid-pack right now. Goose behind in P12. Will have to stop soon. Bubbles, then Vlad on some fresh soft tyres. He might have to still make another stop. And Golomi behind him in P15. Definitely not where he was expecting to be at the start of the race. But again, it is inevitable. The Latvian here, 6Y, absolute commanding lead. He's already made a stop for a third set on the soft tyres, and he's 5 seconds ahead of Kato, who will have to stop relatively soon. Going for that 2-stopper strategy, but 6Y has everyone cleared on the 3-stop. But it is still Kato ahead of Saucy, but again, not by too much distance. Saucy's still putting a lot of pressure here, and he's actually going to dive into the pits as Kato makes a mistake on the final corner, and it lets Kato right into his slipstream. Kato, the Colombian, he's running into the back now, into 4, into 5, he's got the inside into turn 6, and it looks like he's made the move through, and Kato wasn't going to fight that too hard. He's going to hopefully hold on to the slipstream that Kato provides here. He's just going to hope that can leverage his pace against the undercut the Saucy's pulling here. Kato is going to stay out for another few laps. He knows that this slipstream might be more beneficial than the undercut that Saucy's got here. Matty in P4, then it's Saucy, Kiato in P6, then Figueroa has made that last stop. He's going onto the hard tyres, and he's gotten absolutely sandwiched. Pumpkin, what has gone on there? What has gone on there? Oh my goodness. I have no words for that. What? Figueroa's race is completely ruined. What happened there? Pumpkin just had a complete loss of steering. I'm not sure. And what happened? And oh, Figueroa was just a complete passenger there. That is an absolutely cruel hand to be given to the Portuguese driver. That is... oh, there's nothing to be said there. Pumpkin into the pits now. He might have to... he might retire. I'm not too sure what's going on with him. But let's go back to the front. It's a 2-second gap now. 6Y has pitted onto a fresh set of mediums to finish his race off. And Kato will still have to pit. Kato into the pits though. We'll be hoping that Saucy isn't too far away. He is on the softs now, so he's going to be making that that last little charge onto the podium positions. Kato will also have to be making a stop very soon. We'll be also hoping that those soft tyres will bring him to the end quite nicely. Saucy is now on his own on the hards and will have to deal with 2 fast drivers behind him on the soft compound tyres in just a moment. And right as we speak, Kato into the pits now. We're going to see how his time compares to Saucy. Saucy will get ahead of him as he exits the pits, and Kato will also get pie too. So Kato now in P4 will have a lot of work to do to get onto the podium with just 7 laps remaining. But the gap to Saucy isn't too far away for the softs to really chase down and overtake here. Matty in P5 on a fresh set of softs. We'll be hoping to run to the end there. I'm not sure he can really catch up to the 3 in front of him at this point. It might be P5 for him. Kiato in P6, and it is Casilla in 7th. Figueroa has fought back up to 8th, but he's now got Urist on fresh and medium tyres. We'll be trying to make a move to the inside. Vinci is also on the soft tyres as well. We'll be hoping to get through alongside. Looks like the 2 are cooperating for the time being. Bubbles into the pits, Rusky into the pits, and they're going to lose some positions here as Vlad gets past. Pumpkin gets past Bubbles into P14, but he's got right in between Golomi and Wojtek battling here on the softs. But it is all softs at the back of the grid here as we are entering the tail end of the race. 6Y has nearly lapped these guys actually in the P14 area. And his pace is getting commanding. He's got the fastest lap to boot as well. He's going to take full points in the race here. And it is a very strong result for him. It's exactly what he wanted. It really shows that his time he's put into this track has really paid off in spades. Kato now. I did not get to see those overtakes, but Kato and Kata are through over Saucy, who is really falling away now as the hards are starting to just die off compared to the soft tyres here. And it looks like Kata and Kato are going to be fighting for the 2nd position on the podium. It's Kato in front for the time being, though he does make a mistake and Kato gets in trouble with that. And it looks like Kato is just breaking away for the time being. Kato still has the slip, so we'll have to see if any late drama could provide a change up to the podium. Again, Saucy still in the hunt, though. He's not completely out of it just yet. In P5, then it's Matty, Kiato, Figueroa and Casilla fighting away on those hard tyres for P7. Casilla just dropping back. Figueroa in front now. It's Vinci in P9, followed by Urist, Vlad, and Goose in 12th. And Pumpkin, Rusky, Wojtek and Gorlomi just starting up on lap 27, whereas 6Y is starting the penultimate lap of the race. Behind them, Bubbles in 17th, Drozdov in 18th, and Hank still running in P19. But it is Stancato out in front in P2. And it is a decent lead as well. He's just outside of slipstream range for Kato. He's just not able to take advantage of the extra speed behind. And Kato making no mistakes here. He might be able to pull away with this P2 now. A few more battles further back. Figueroa in P7. Still getting followed by Casilla, Vinci, then Vlad ahead of Eurus now. Maybe some team orders in that option, in that overtake as well. Vinci will be hoping the two Bobcats don't get any faster for his troubles, as they both just pull inch ever so close. Oh, Vinci's made a mistake there, and Vlad is going to go through. Eurus tries to follow his teammate. It's trouble there. Vinci gets a bad exit. Eurus gets through both of them into P9 now, but it is 6Y who's going to come home and take the feature race at the Castellet. We've got Kato and Kato fighting to the very end. It looks like Kato on the outside of the final corner takes P2 away from Kato. But the timing screens say Kato was in front. Kato was in front on my screen, so I think that's going to be what goes on. Saucy in P4, valiant effort from him. Matty in P5, then it's Kato in P6. Figueroa 7th, then Casilla. Eurus is going to take P9 ahead of his teammate and Vinci in a respectable 11th place. Pumpkin taking 12th. It's Rusky who's actually going slow onto the end of the race there. Not too sure what that was about, but yeah.
No, he cut me off.
He gave you the position back. All good. Oh, he didn't end up giving you the position back, but I guess that'll be amended at the end. All good. But it is that was the story of 6Y. That race, that feature race. Absolute domination of the track here. And what more can really be said? It's a strong result for SCR. They're best in... Oh, I can't remember the last time SCR scored a 1-4 or scored anywhere close to as many points as they did today. Absolute fine effort from the team. Good result for Riker Auto as well. 5th and 7th will keep them in the top of the standings when it comes to the team's championship. But it is 6Y, Kato, and Kato on the podium today. Great result for the three. And yeah, that is all I have for today. And as the IRL cars zoom along into Lagos, we'll be ending our session here in Paul Ricard. For now, that is over, and that is the end of the first half of the season. And we have nothing on next week, but the week after, we'll be back for our Spanish Grand Prix at Park Moda Castellet. We'll have to see how that track performs on this game, of course. Lovely little track in just an hour away from Barcelona, as far as I remember correctly. But yeah, that'll be next time. For now, that is all. Thank you for tuning in.